Welcome back to Julia Talks, English for Busy Learners. If English feels hard or tiring sometimes, you're in the right place. I'm Julia, and today we're going to practice English in a calm, realistic way.
And I'm Tom. This channel is for busy people who want progress without pressure. If you only have a short time and a lot on your mind, that's okay. Small, calm practice every day is more than enough to move forward.
Exactly. We speak slowly and clearly, so you can listen and practice wherever you are. You might be cooking, walking, or just sitting quietly and pretending you're not tired.
Yes, English works even when you're low on energy. You can just listen, or you can speak along with us to build confidence. And if you don't understand every word, that's completely okay. Your brain is still learning in the background.
Our goal is to make English feel natural and usable in your daily life. You don't need long study sessions or perfect focus. Sometimes listening or repeating a few simple sentences is already doing real work.
Right. English is like exercise for your brain. 5 calm minutes every day works much better than one long, painful session once a month.
Yes, English should feel comfortable, not like something you need to recover from. And today's topic is how to talk about yourself in English. This sounds simple, but for many learners, it feels surprisingly difficult.
That's true. When someone asks, "Can you tell me about yourself?" our brain suddenly goes quiet, or very loud, but only in our own language.
Exactly. Talking about yourself is very common in real life, at work, in class, when meeting new people, or even in small talk.
And the good news is you don't need complicated grammar or long answers. Simple sentences are not boring. They're clear and natural.
In this episode, we'll practice talking about who you are, what you do, and what matters to you, step by step with easy examples you can reuse in real conversations.
You'll hear questions people often ask, and you'll learn how to answer them calmly and confidently. You can pause, repeat, or just listen. All of it helps.
Before we start, if you enjoy learning English through natural conversations like this, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us continue creating calm, useful lessons for you.
And if you're already subscribed, welcome back. You're officially part of the Talking About Yourself Without Stress community.
All right, get comfortable, take a slow breath, and remember there's no pressure to be perfect.
Let's begin and practice talking about yourself, one simple sentence at a time.
Basic introduction.
Julia, let's start with the most basic question. What is your name, and how do you usually introduce yourself to new people? When you meet someone for the first time, what do you say?
My name's Julia, and I usually say, "Hi, I'm Julia. Nice to meet you." It's simple, friendly, and it works in most situations. To introduce yourself means to tell people who you are when you first meet them.
That's very clear. I'm Tom, and I do something similar, but sometimes I add my job if the situation feels more formal. For example, I might say, "Hi, I'm Tom. I work in education."
Yes, context matters. Formal means serious or professional, like at work or meetings. With friends or classmates, you can be more casual, which means relaxed and informal.
Okay, next question, Julia. Where are you from? This is another question people ask very early in a conversation.
I'm from the United States. I grew up there, and that's where my family lives. Talking about where you're from is part of your background, which means your personal history or origin. When someone asks, "Where are you from?" they usually just want a short answer, not your full life story.
That's a useful word. Short answers are often enough. I'm from a smaller city, so I sometimes explain it a bit more. I say, "It's near a bigger city," so people understand more easily.
That's a good strategy. Now, Tom, let's talk about age, carefully. How do you feel about asking someone how old they are?
Honestly, I think it depends. With children or students, it's usually okay. But with adults, especially women, it can feel too personal if you're not close.
Exactly. Age can be a sensitive topic, meaning it can make people uncomfortable. Instead, you can avoid the question or wait until the person shares it first.
That's good advice. Now for a safer question. How would you describe yourself in 2 or 3 simple words, Julia?
I'd say I'm calm, curious, and organized, most of the time. To describe your personality means to talk about how you usually think, feel, or act.
I like that. I describe myself as friendly, practical, and sometimes a little forgetful. Forgetful means you often forget small things. Being honest helps people feel more comfortable, which means relaxed and at ease.
That's honest. Forgetful doesn't mean serious memory problems. It just means, for example, you go into the kitchen and forget why you're there.
Yes, or you open your phone to check the time and suddenly you're watching videos. That's my forgetful talent.
I can relate. Using simple adjectives like friendly or calm is very useful. You don't need big vocabulary to talk about yourself well. Clear, simple English is more natural in real conversations.
So if you're listening, you can practice now. Try saying your name, where you're from, and 3 words about yourself. Out loud.
You're not memorizing lines, you're sharing who you really are, and that's how real English conversations begin. Daily life and routine.
Julia, let's continue talking about everyday life. My first question is simple, but very useful. What does a normal day look like for you?
A normal day for me is quite busy, but not chaotic. Chaotic means very messy and hard to control. I try to follow a clear rhythm so my day feels balanced, not stressful.
That sounds healthy already. So what do you usually do in the morning after you wake up?
In the morning, I usually start slowly. I drink water, make coffee, and check my plan for the day. I like calm mornings because they help my mind feel focused instead of rushed.
I like that idea, but my mornings are not always calm. Sometimes I wake up feeling motivated, and sometimes I wake up feeling confused about life.
That's very honest. But even on confusing mornings, small habits still help. For example, making your bed or having breakfast gives your brain a clear signal. The day has started.
That's true. During the day, I usually work from morning to late afternoon. I try to focus, which means giving attention to one thing, but my energy level changes.
Energy level is a great phrase to know. It means how strong or active you feel. During the day, I worked too, and I try to take short breaks to reset my energy.
What kind of breaks do you take?
Very simple ones. I stand up, stretch, or look outside for a minute. This helps me avoid feeling overwhelmed, which means feeling like everything is too much.
I know that feeling very well. In the evening, my goal is usually to slow down. What do you usually do in the evening, Julia?
In the evening, I like to unwind. Unwind means to relax after a long day. I might cook dinner, talk with family, or watch something light.
I also try to relax in the evening, but sometimes I just sit and think about the day. My brain is tired, but it doesn't want to sleep yet.
That's very normal. Evening routines help your body and mind prepare for rest. Even small habits like turning off bright lights or putting your phone away can help.
I like that. So if someone is listening, they don't need a perfect routine.
Exactly. A routine should support your life, not control it. Talking about your daily life in English is useful because it's real, personal, and easy to practice.
And the best part is, you already live this life every day.
Yes, you're not inventing stories, you're simply explaining what you already do. Work, study, and skills.
Julia, let's talk about work and study now. This is something people often ask when they want to know you better. So first question, what do you do for work?
I work as a reporter for a publishing company. A publishing company is a place that creates books, magazines, or online articles. My job is to research topics, interview people, and write stories.
That sounds interesting and busy. How long have you been doing this job?
I've been working there for about 5 years now. Have been means the action started in the past and continues today. Some days still feel new, and some days feel very familiar.
That makes sense. After 5 years, you're experienced, but not bored. Are you still studying or only working now?
I already graduated, which means I finished university. But recently, I've been thinking about studying at a higher level, maybe a master's degree. I'm also taking an evening class about personal finance.
Personal finance? That's managing money, right? Like saving, spending, and planning.
Exactly. It helps me feel more confident about real life, not just work. Learning doesn't stop after graduation. It just changes shape.
I like that. Now let's talk about skills. Julia, what are you good at?
I'm good at communication and negotiation. Communication means sharing ideas clearly, and negotiation means discussing to reach an agreement. For example, I often negotiate deadlines or interview times.
That's a very useful skill. I'm good at explaining ideas simply, but only after my second coffee.
Coffee is an important skill too, but seriously, everyone is good at something, even if they don't notice it yet.
So here's a question for you listening right now. What are you good at, and what skill do you want to improve next?
You don't need a perfect answer. One simple sentence is already great practice. You can even pause this video for 1 minute and try.
For example, you can say, I'm a designer, I'm good at creativity, but I want to improve my business English.
Or, I work in sales. I'm good at talking to customers, and I want to improve my presentation skills.
Saying it out loud helps your brain connect English to real life.
Exactly. You're not studying English, you're using it to talk about yourself. And that's one of the best ways to learn. Hobbies and free time.
Julia, after talking about work and study, I think it's time for something more fun. What do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I enjoy reading and going for long walks. I also like watching documentaries because they help me relax and learn at the same time.
That sounds very calm and thoughtful. My free time looks a bit different. I like playing sports and watching comedy shows.
That makes sense. Your hobbies are more active, which means they involve movement and energy, while mine are more quiet.
So here's another question many learners hear a lot. Do you prefer staying at home or going out in your free time?
I definitely prefer staying at home. Home feels comfortable, meaning I can fully relax and be myself without any pressure.
I'm the opposite. I like going out, meeting friends, or just being around people. It gives me energy, even if we're only talking or drinking coffee.
That's interesting. It shows how hobbies often match our personality, which means the way we usually think and behave.
Exactly. Now let's talk about weekends. What do you usually do on weekends, Julia?
On weekends, I try to slow down. I clean a little, read, and sometimes cook something new if I feel inspired.
That sounds very peaceful. My weekends are more social. I meet friends, play sports, or watch a movie together.
Both are good. Weekends don't need to be exciting. They just need to help you recharge, which means get your energy back.
That's a great word, recharge. I think many people forget that rest is also important.
Yes, rest is not lazy. It's necessary, especially after a busy week.
Here's our last question for this session. Is there something new you want to try in your free time?
I want to try painting or learning photography. I like the idea of being creative, which means using imagination to make something new.
That sounds fun. I want to learn cooking better because right now, my skills are very basic.
That's okay. Trying something new keeps life interesting, even if you're not good at it yet.
And for our listeners, here's a small practice idea. Answer one of these questions out loud using 1 or 2 sentences.
Yes, for example, in my free time, I like watching movies, or on weekends, I usually stay at home and relax.
You don't need perfect English. You're not performing. You're talking about your real life.
Exactly. Free time is personal, and talking about it is great speaking practice. Personality, feelings, and goals.
Julia, let's move to a more personal topic now. How would you describe yourself? Are you more of an introvert, an extrovert, or somewhere in between, like an ambivert? These words describe how we get energy from people or quiet time.
I'd say I'm an ambivert, which means I'm a mix of both. I enjoy talking to people, but I also need quiet time to recharge. If I talk too much in one day, my brain asks for silence the next day.
That sounds very balanced. I think I'm closer to an introvert, especially after a long workday. I like people, but I really love going home and doing nothing.
That makes sense. Now, let me ask you something. What usually makes you feel happy or relaxed? Relaxed means calm and not stressed.
I feel relaxed when I go for a slow walk or listen to music. It helps me clear my mind and forget about work for a while. Sometimes doing something simple is the best way to rest.
I agree. For me, reading or journaling helps a lot. Journaling means writing down your thoughts and feelings. It helps me process my emotions. Process means to understand them better.
That's a great habit. Now here's a deeper question. What is something you're currently working on improving in your life? Improving doesn't mean fixing something bad. It just means growing.
Right. I'm working on being more consistent, which means doing things regularly, not only when I feel motivated. For example, I want to practice English and exercise even on busy days.
That's very honest. I'm working on my confidence, especially when speaking in meetings. Confidence means trusting yourself, even if you're not perfect.
That's a great goal. So let's imagine the future for a moment. How do you want to describe yourself 1 year from now? You don't need a big dream, just a clear feeling.
1 year from now, I want to say I'm calmer and more focused. I want to feel comfortable expressing my ideas in English. Even small progress would make me proud.
I love that. 1 year from now, I hope to say I'm healthier, more confident, and still curious about learning. Curiosity means wanting to learn new things, and that's a great energy to have. Wow, we talked about a lot today, from names and daily routines to work, hobbies, and even personal goals. That's a big topic, but we took it one small piece at a time. Talking about yourself in English doesn't have to feel scary or complicated. You don't need long stories or perfect sentences. Simple English is enough to share who you are, what you do, and what matters to you.
These are the kinds of questions people really ask in conversations, at work, or when meeting someone new. The more you practice answering them, the more natural your English will feel.
So here's a small challenge for today. Choose just one question from this episode and answer it out loud in English. For example, I'm an introvert and I like quiet evenings, or I want to improve my English confidence.
If you feel comfortable, write your sentence in the comments. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Your comments also help other learners feel less alone.
And if this episode helped you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find many real-life topics to help you practice listening and speaking in a calm, practical way.
You can explore more episodes and use them again and again while walking, relaxing, or taking a short break.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Be kind to yourself and trust the process.
Keep practicing gently and keep learning how to talk about you in English. See you next time.
See you next time.